Hi everyone, my name is Alice. I'm the marketing lead at SpaceID, the leading digital identity and Web3 domain name platform. We have more than 2.7 million users and 6.7 million domain name holders. I'm here to talk about something that is exploding across the crypto space and quietly breaking it at the same time, AI agents and what's holding it back. A bit about me, I'm the marketing lead at SpaceID. I'm ex-CMO at Folks Finance. For the past 5 years, I've been deeply involved into fintech, specializing in strategic marketing and product marketing for crypto and DeFi projects. I co-founded a Web3 marketing community in Lisbon and became a mentor at Women in Blockchain Africa program. To set the stage, AI agents is no longer a futuristic concept. They're already beginning to play a role in managing our financial assets as well as automating our daily tasks. TradFi giants like Visa adapted to this shift, and they recently launched intelligence commerce that integrates AI agents directly into the payment flows, eliminating the need for manual approval at every step. PayPal recently released their MCP server that allows AI agents flows into payment, subscription, invoices, processes, and other payment-related things. But Web3 lags behind, and Web3 infrastructure is still taking shape. To support agentic AI and autonomous software that can act on users' behalf, Web3 needs a more robust infrastructure in place. There is no agent-compatible identity, wallet infra is lacking, and execution layers is broken. And the stakes are really huge. By the end of 2030, Vanek predicted more than 10 billion in annual revenue for crypto AI. And as Mark Zuckerberg said, there could possibly be more AI agents than humans. So why we're all here discussing this? Because the potential of AI and blockchain is agentic and gigantic, being totally different from one another. These two technologies already stand out as the most groundbreaking technologies of this decade. What smart contracts started, AI is going to finish with Flare. And the convergence of Web3 and AI provides a much more robust digital economy than it could shape in Web2. For example, in Web2, in TradFi, AI agents are not able to hop from one bank to another full of bureaucracy and paperwork that slow things down. And this is totally different in Web3. So why Web3 and AI is the ultimate combo if we build the right infrastructure? Democratic access and control when the power belongs to people, not the corporate boardrooms, and not just Silicon Valley executives decide who get access to AI. We have enhanced privacy and data sovereignty. Processing happens locally without feeding corporate surveillance machine. And I can share my personal story here. As many of you, I work closely with ChatGPT and Claude, and they're already not just assistants anymore. They became a part of how I brainstorm, work, create, automate. And every time I would authorize ChatGPT to grant access for my files, to process my work documents, I would be so hesitant because I don't know where this info goes. It feels like a black box model I don't control on a server I don't own. And I share my knowledge, my voice, my work, my creativity. And yeah, this is something that AI plus Web3 can solve. And I'm going to mention a couple of projects that are working in that direction. Innovation and diversity, developers worldwide can build freely without corporate approval. As some months ago, we remember that OpenAI put some restrictions on who can get access to API, and this should be different in Web3. Economic benefits, when value flows to creators, not gatekeepers, and contributors get rewarded, for example, for providing training data, compute, and other essential things for AI agent functionality. And this is why this is more resilient and robust. So looking at the decentralized AI landscape, if DeFi was moving so fast, decentralized AI is moving at 100x speed. Today, we have more than 17,000 AI tokens launched on virtuals. We have more than 500 AI-related products listed on Mistari, and more than 1,000 tokens listed on CoinGecko, representing the core frameworks like Bitensor, Singularity AI, Fetch AI, ELIZA, and the more meme-adjacent and speculative games. So closing the infrastructure gaps, In its report, Missari bluntly outlines the missing infrastructure pieces that AI and crypto niche currently needs. If you look at the Missari dashboard, you will see multiple niches being quickly filling up with new innovative products in compute, indexing, automation, and other niches. And if you see AI agents projects, they're taking the biggest slice of the pie. According to Missari, over 1.39 billion was raised by AI projects in 2025 only. But here is the catch. We still haven't seen AI agents in Web3 to actually scale and to become useful. The most successful use cases for AI agent projects have been speculation and memes. And there is a reason for that. The reason is that the Web3 infra is not ready. And this is what I did based on the Missari report. As a marketer, I love building funnels, so I did the same for agents. I called it agent funnel or agent staircase, you name it. So it covers the base general infra layer, agent-specific core, and agent intelligence layer. And the lower you go, the more agent critical and essential it becomes. We're going to cover every field. And to get started with decentralized compute and storage, AI agents need decentralized compute and storage that could scale for high performance workloads. Filecoin and Aether are working in that direction, but it's still work in progress. Aether is providing AI agents with the ability. So Aether is building a decentralized network where everyone can contribute spare GPU capacity to a global pool, and then it can be later rented out by AI developers. Filecoin is building a decentralized network to store agents' data, model training data, and other essentials. Privacy-preserving computation. So confidential AI is something that we can reach with the convergence of Web3 and AI. Referring to my past story about authorizing ChatGPT and Claude, ZKML provides a really promising foundation for privacy-preserving computation when it can prove that the computation result was correct without exposing user data, without exposing the model, the output, and the computation process itself. Flock.io, a decentralized privacy-preserving federated learning platform that allows to train models without exposing user data. And we definitely need more projects like that. Interoperable ecosystems that are not present for now. We always have interoperability issue. We still have it. I hope we will not have it in the future. And we still don't have established standards and interoperability protocols that would allow agents to operate across different platforms and blockchains. However, one example is Chainlink CCIP, cross-chain messaging interoperability protocol that was already used by ELIZA OS agents, and it enabled them cross-chain functionality across Solana ecosystem and beyond. Incentive and governance. AI agents ecosystem need robust crypto incentive frameworks to sustain themselves. We need to incentivize operators to host, manage AI agents, including permissions, dispute resolution, and other things. Abstraction and usability, trust, identity, and provenance, autonomous execution, it's more agent-specific core, and I'm going to spell it out in more detail. Abstraction and usability, so we still haven't build the infrastructure that would abstract the complexity of underlying crypto and blockchain infrastructure. And dApps, platforms, and wallets were not built for agents. They were built for humans. For example, wallets are not scalable for AI agents. They need the approval of us humans almost at every step. And what agents need instead, they don't need a MetaMask pop-up every 30 seconds. They're not going to work in this way. They need programmable approval rules. For example, pre-approve swaps under 500 or delegate all DAO voting to this logic tree. They need multi-agent permission systems when multiple agents have coordinated access to the wallet. And for example, one agent triggers a signal, and then another agent executes. And they need scheduled event-triggered action. Identity and reputation system. This is the core missing layer for agent trust. AI agents need searchable, verifiable, and unique identities. For now, there is no shared identity registry. Agents lack a universal naming system. Discovery and execution is broken. There is no place to discover agents. There is no universal marketplace. And this is how the discovery in Web3 AI looks like today. AI XBT agent launched on virtuals with a hex string of wallet address that is not readable, that is super easy to mistake, mistype, and actually lose your funds. So we got to change that. And it's disconnected from reputation because there is no identity registry, because agents don't have naming systems. We cannot track agents' history, performance, and build trust score. And without structured agent identity, we get blind delegation to unknown agents and impossible multi-agent coordination. And regarding multi-agent coordination, this is the example of how multiple agents coordinate and operate with each other. For example, we have agent A, who is a portfolio manager, and it looks for the best yield farming opportunity. Agent B, that is a DeFi scanner, claims 15% API on new protocol, and agent C, risk assessor, warns about smart contract risks. For those three to operate seamlessly and in a reliable manner, we need to have identities. We need to have verification scores, attestations. So this is the example of how they three can filter each other by reputation, performance history, and credentials. And on the right, you can see the example of a verified agent with a trust score, profitable trades, transactions, and asset under management. So because of the things that I mentioned earlier, the execution is fragmented, and there is AI that can understand us. There is blockchain that can execute, but there is no middle connecting the human or agent intent with the actual on-chain action. And that's the NLP to transaction gap. So for example, when I say swap 50% of my USDC to ETH if ETH drops below 3K, right now that's fragmented across 5 different tools: chat agent, price oracle, smart contract, wallet, UX interface, and nothing bridges the full flow. But there is something else that could bridge the full flow, a catalyst that could turn the isolated layers into a system where agents can collaborate, build, improve across all the fronts. And that's the missing layer, unified data. So the data context is fragmented everywhere, and blockchain is transparent, but it's not readable. And AI agents need high signal structured readable data. For now, there is no unified data layer. And for example, from this query, the agent doesn't know, was it a Uniswap swap? Was it triggered by liquidation? Has the user just bridged funds from Optimism? Was it front run by a bot? And raw blockchain feeds don't work. Plus, we need diversity in data. We don't need just blockchain data. We need social data, off-chain data, crypto stocks. All of those data types would allow agents to act autonomously and to make really intelligent decisions. Data is also scattered across different APIs, and it comes in different formats, in inconsistent schemas. Here you can see different examples of API from Binance, CoinGecko, Polygon, Twitter. It all comes in different formats, and it's a waste of time for AI agents that instead of reasoning, they have to spend 80% of their time on normalizing different schemas and custom integrating every new data source. They cannot reason across different markets if they miss a type of data, for example, social data, and they can miss critical context and make poor decisions. Here you can see an example of how important data is to enable full capabilities of LLM and AI agents. AI's performance is directly tied to the quality, breadth, and timeless of its data. How can AI agent complete a proper analysis if it doesn't have all the data it needs to create the full picture? I asked ChatGPT if it has access to stock and crypto market data to build an investment and trading strategy for me. What ChatGPT answered was that it doesn't have live access to market data. And Claude said that, let's see what it says. I don't have direct access to real-time stock and cryptocurrency market data through dedicated financial data feeds. However, I can help build you the strategy. So this is definitely not what we want from AI agents. We want them to do things for us and to act autonomously. And for this, we need to feed them with normalized, structured, high signal data to take them to the next level. So this is how we came to building arrays at SpaceID, a unified data layer that delivers high quality, high signal, real-time data for AI agents. A bit of a context, SpaceID is the biggest Web3 domain name provider in digital identity platform. It has been a pioneer in digital identity space since 2022. We have more than 2.7 million users, and digital identity was always at our core product offering, and it allows us to understand that identity is a part of data. But to build identity for AI agents, we need to have an established market that doesn't exist yet in Web3. And we decided to give the agents real utility, the real power, the real engine that would take them to the next level. And we built arrays. So arrays would bring the full market context to AI agents, covering market data, company data, financial data, news, info, social. We are adding more and more data API into our stock. One API will provide the whole context AI agents will need to act autonomously and to make intelligence decisions. It also have multi-asset coverage and real-time plus historical context layer. So yeah, for now, we're looking at this as a human readable agent ID and unified structured data put into MCP and API for AI agents to function seamlessly and without friction and across Web3 and beyond. If you've noticed today, many projects have tapped into AI niche, even OG companies, everyone tested AI, either launching new products or expanding their product offering. And that's totally fair. AI is here to stay. It's not gonna go away. It's our present reality. But we need to understand that we need to build infrastructure not for humans, but for the next generation of users, machines. Thank you for your attention.